It don't matter black and white, bring the drama, Perry Mason. I'm adjacent to the destined, counting all my blessings while they selling their soul. No, you gotta be desperate like them housewives. Hear the real with my mouth wide, cabs going north, but they still hear the south side in me. These rappers are actors who giving out Emmys. Find me a Denny's looking proud of their penny without an Oscar. I'ma lay it proper. Father, this sound ironic, didn't have a papa for most of my life. Foster home to home. Don't let me start. Comment, tell me about real love. It starts in the heart, not the pants. Born without a chance. Probably met Destiny plenty times and noticed when she glanced at me. When you dance with me, who would've known these dreamers become fans of me? Put up your hands for me. Touch the sky, the model we grew up with. Bumping that old Wayne, about to see if this truck fit in my garage. I'm kidding, no car, but I got drive. Even if I retire, never be top 5. I survived the rugged terrain. Determination in my brain, God help me find joy through the pain, gain clarity that I share to the masses. Same kid, they dreaming in classes. Future look disastrous. Time for the heroes and less facets. Clean air, less gases. But y'all know what I'm trying to convey. Chase dreams, play games, watch a few anime. Found a path to be great, not a moment to waste. Mama check it, don't worry, I'm straight. We gon' take it to the top of the globe. Spread love, realest quote that I wrote. You know, sky's the limit. All my life I was sober. We surpassing that with each episode. The whole, a new episode. New day, a new episode. A new day, a new day, a new episode. A new day, a new episode. A new day, a new. Go ahead, let them throw that shade. You gotta wait to see the picture. Old Kodak days, don't go that way. They songs all filler, and it shows not at the museum. Fans never been stiller. Pin Dilla, shows a route set score. I ain't trying to be known by a number like the kids next door. My lord, they want us in cages or the seats, cause we fresh to death. Cash get sharp every week. Who, me? I'm nothing but a kid from the boondocks, writing living color. Different world in my boombox, chilling in my afternoon socks with a cute thing. Excuse the missed call, didn't notice you rang. Sharp tongue from the heavens, we thinking outside of the box. They call him Stoop Kid, never lead his steps. No one knows of his woes, cause he keeps to himself in seclusion. But me, I had to find out his story, so I sat by his stoop. He said his name's Corey. Told me how he used to be in love with a dame, but she left about as fast as she came. Said the sky's never been the same. Air's less fresh, chemtrails blanked in the sky, and we compressed to a perfect world that we created within the mind. We blind to the truth as the days unwind. He finds happiness and watch the time go by. He asked, do you know why? Cause at least I'll know when we die. Society's engulfed in trends, and it's hard to find friends when your vision ain't the same through the lens. A cleanse what we need, but our pride won't accept it. Love's like a precious baby girl, and I'm wishing that we kept it. Neglected all our principles, kids laughing at me every day. How conventional, all one-dimensional. I wish I was invincible, I would just fly away. Aim for the sun, hope to land in a higher place. That's my escape from reality. Life is a dream, but it seems we've been sleeping in ravines. For now, I'ma chill with the ranting. Sit up on my stoop while the kids keep chanting. Stoop kids afraid to leave the stoop. The stoop kids afraid to leave it. Stoop. Stoop kids afraid to leave it. Stoop. The stoop kids afraid to leave it. Stoop. 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 A tear rolls down his cheek. He asks, how did life become bleak? We used to seek joy, now we lost in translation of the language called money. I pity our generation. I told him I agree, but you looking at the downside. It's a bigger world outside the walls you hide, and I can guide you to a new state of mind if you let me. But hearts can't receive what the soul isn't ready for. Look, life is a metaphor, it's up to you to find a meaning. You can't stand for something if you steadily leaning on pillars of self-loathing. Imagine what you're missing in addition to beautiful life that you ain't even living. Places that you never been, people that you'll never meet. Happiness if you're willing to seek beyond the stoop of your seclusion, but really just a barrier to block away the image of a place much scarier called reality. Well, he stopped me mid-sentence, took a step down like a sinner doing repentance. Said he wanna take a chance, thanks for the referral. Safe to say this boy's gonna finally leave the world, so stoop kids gonna leave it. Stoop kids.
Are you ready?
Word to wise, grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple eyes. You can't see me, you Stevie, wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy. Man, dream on, yeah, dream on, dream weaver.
What is up,
Earth's mightiest subscribers. It's Ernie, Blerd Without Fear. Welcome back to the channel. We got another live stream today. We're back for the Blerd Cave number 46. Number 46. We are back in this bish. And let me tell y'all right now, man, it's wild. It's been wild. Look, that Rona, whoo, man, that Rona is out here. No, not to make light of it. Not making light of it, because it is something that's actually pretty serious. Full disclosure, because right now, I don't think it's as serious as people are making it out to be, but it is definitely something you should not take too terribly lightly. I for one have been washing my hands regularly and compulsively since before there was ever a coronavirus. So there you go. I do want to say, man, thank you everybody who are in here right now, everybody who jumped in. I see we got everybody, got the early squad up in here. Cologne M, we got Red Lion up in. Oh shit, we got the Red Lion in here. Y'all better watch out. That motherfucker's a whole ass king. Let's see, we got Fat Man TV. Hey, my guy Tennessee Bandit is up in here. What is going on, my guy? Let's see what we got. We got Wilbur Robinson in here, my guy. We got Issues up in here. Staff Sergeant reporting soon to have to change their name because they are getting a whole ass promotion. God damn it. We got who else we got? We got my guy Dr. Strain in here. Losersaurus, Orochi Geese. Get ready to throw Terry Bogard's girl out a window. Let's see. Let's see here. Got Steve Huggins up in here. Tubes the One. Jay Sanders. What's poppin'? Whew. Now, I'm gonna go and let y'all know this is gonna be kind of like a Blerd Cave classic. This is gonna be like a throwback Blerd Cave because today I'm flying solo. One Above None has some prior engagements. He does not, I repeat, he does not have the Rona. We don't have to worry about that. He's good. He's good. We don't have to quarantine him. He's just got work. He's got a new job, so his schedule is not always going to line up with the Blerd Cave the way or the way it used to be before. Like me, I don't do anything else. This is literally all I do. But for him, not so much. He has other things to do. But anyway, point of the matter is there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on. By the way, I do want to give shout outs to everybody in the chat. Everybody, y'all have been great, fantastic. Y'all are helping a brother get that much closer to that 50K that we're trying to hit this year. Because once we hit that 50K, we can start working towards that 100K. We hit that 100K. We get that silver play button. I want that. I want that on my wall. I want to be able to, I want to put it up like right there or somewhere like in here where everybody can see it. But yeah, that's the thing. Oh, the Quiet Council is showing up. I see Deku Venom. I see Dark Angel. I see the ranks. The ranks are showing up in here. I ain't mad. You know what? Let's you know what? Real quick, because this is a thing. I do want to point out that I believe we have a new Patreon subscriber, and I want to make sure that we put some respect on that. William 5050, I believe. Yes, William 5050 just dropped in. New patron at 25 bones. Which, by the way, if you have not done so already, William 5050, if you are in here or if you see this at some point, I will likely contact you on Patreon very soon as well. Let me know, because technically, if you subscribe in at at 25, you get to pick a story arc. Not a big one. You get to pick a story arc that I cover on the channel. Something no more than like anywhere between 5 to maybe 7, 8 issues max. But like I said, if you can think of anything, send it my way. If not, that's cool too. But just saying, hey. Or if there's a little a topic you may want me to address, I will address it. As long as it doesn't require a whole lot of if it doesn't require a whole lot of reading. Because I'm way behind on my reading. Anyway, point of the matter is, you got a choice. Which, by the way, I believe, for those of you who are interested, yes, there are links in the description below if you want to get in on that too. But you know, let's talk about the things that are not happening right now. Let's talk about some things that are not happening right now. There are too many. So basically, for those who don't know, coronavirus, it is, and I'm not here. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to tell you exactly, how to handle it. I'm not the Surgeon General. I'm not, even. I'm not even a nurse practitioner. But basically, Corona has become this thing that has swept across the country, across the globe, really. Cases have been sprouting up in New York, Texas, I believe California's been hit by some. Seattle, if I'm not mistaken, I think might have been ground zero for it here in the States. I got people in Seattle who are having a quarantine because of this. And it's even hit in my area of Tennessee. Like right now in Memphis, everything for the most part, like lots of like not just mass gatherings, but things like for those of you, I'm gonna pull the curtain back a little bit. I typically do a lot of trivia hosting in Memphis. That is in danger of being shut down temporarily. Schools are shut down, I think, until like March 30th. Granted, spring break was also a thing, so it's not really as bad as it sounds, but but basically, yeah, stuff is getting shut down left and right. So this really shouldn't come as any surprise that bigger things are shutting down. We know that the NBA season has been shut down. WWE is in danger of having to shut down WrestleMania 36, which is very likely going to happen. We saw last night, WWE SmackDown, they had to do a show at the Performance Center in front of nobody, just essential staff, which basically meant that lighting, gorilla position, commentary, the wrestlers in the ring, even the cameramen. I think even at one point, I think I saw Triple H working the camera at one point. But the point of the matter is, lots of stuff has had to shut down. It just is a thing. I mean, it's for everybody's protection. But let's see here. This is my Corona. God, y'all killing me. Y'all are killing me. But that said, one of the biggest things that seems to have kind of been hit by this. Here, let's pull this up. I want y'all to be able to see this in all of its, I don't want to say glory, but because it's not glorious. It's actually kind of a bad thing. It's actually quite terrible. Now I'm thinking about it out loud. I say things weird sometimes. As anyone who has followed the channel for any length of time would probably agree. But yeah, point of the matter is, here, let's get this up here and running. Bam! So, we had actually, I'm burying the lead here a little bit. This is actually the one I want to go to first. Marvel's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is shutting down production as a result of the director, Destin Daniel, possibly coming into contact with coronavirus. So let me shut that down because that's making all kind of noise. Excusez-moi. But yeah, so basically, and I don't think it's just him either. I think the first unit, I think the entire first unit is also involved in this. Basically, Destin Daniel Cretton, he was asked by a doctor to self-isolate over the coronavirus. Basically, he's not it was not necessarily to say that he was like, feeling any actual like symptoms, but just the fact that, they wanted to make this a precaution because they are, he's working on a set with multiple people. He has a newborn baby. He's got a family. You just don't want to unnecessarily, and that's why I always tell people, you don't want to unnecessarily invite a problem into your household or onto other people if you don't have to. But yeah, it looks like, this is only affecting the first unit currently. It says the second unit will continue production until further notice. It doesn't, so basically the entire Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings production is not 100% shut down, but it's not exactly moving at the pace that it probably could. Because for those who are unfamiliar, the second unit, I mean that it's not a bad thing that it's just the second unit, but I mean just they're not going to get as much done as what the first unit is going to get done, and there's just that. But let's see here. Oh, look at it. Tube's the one coming through, donating with that super chat, bringing that super chat. Let's see. Tube's one also said, Disneyland. Yeah, you are correct. Disneyland is shut down. Conventions are being shut down left and right. I forget all the names of the different conventions. There's a ton of different conventions that have literally just been like, nope, shut down. We're done. We're not doing anything. Dude, that he said last time that said NBA getting shut down last time that happened. Michael Jordan had to play a basketball with Bugs Bunny. Dude, it might be our boy LeBron might be out here playing basketball with Bugs Bunny. Shit, he might be out here playing basketball with Goku. This keeps up. Look, let me tell y'all something right now. Look. Let's keep it 100 here. There ain't shit that ain't getting shut down. I mean, there are some things that are gonna make it through, but let me tell y'all right now. Cell games shut down. Tournament of Power shut down. The Dark Tournament shut down. The tuning exams, it's a wrap. Shut down. It's done. It's done. There ain't. Matter of fact, the cooking tournament on Food Wars, it's a wrap. It's shut down. You ain't getting it. You ain't getting it no more. Like I said, right here they're saying is Marvel did come out with a statement. And by the way, Tubes one, thank you for that $1 super chat. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Y'all know, super chat's lifeblood of the channel. Put in your super chat. I will stop what I'm doing and I will address your question or statement right then and there. By the way, do also want to point out, since this is Blerd Cave, we do have a Discord link in the description. If you have questions you want to guarantee get answered, make sure you put them in the questions section. Questions for Blerd. And I will answer them on the show, guaranteed. Unless you put them in after I say I'm not answering any more questions from the Discord, then that is... yeah, you get it. Anyway, but Marvel has put out a statement, and they basically come out and said that, as many of you know, Destin, our director, has a newborn baby. He wanted to exercise additional caution given the current environment and decided to get tested for COVID-19 today. He is currently self-isolating under the recommendation of his doctor. While he awaits for the results of the test, we are suspending first unit production in an abundance of caution until he gets the results this coming week. Second unit and off production will continue as normal. We will reach out to everyone by Tuesday for the latest update. This is an unprecedented time. We appreciate everyone's understanding as we work through this. So, like I said, this is, and just because I want y'all to be able to see this too, this is the statement right here in black and white with some yellow. Don't worry, it's just Dr. Pepper. It's just Dr. Pepper, I swear. Let's see here. Now, we don't know how much this will impact the release date of Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings because originally It was supposed to come out in February of next year. Now, we don't know if that's going to change. It could change, could not change. We don't really know yet. But in light of all of that, Simu Liu, who plays Shang-Chi, he offered up he offered up a little bit of condolences, and also I guess maybe a silver lining. He did release a set photo via his Instagram, via the IGs. And basically, here it is right here, Bablam. And basically says to the effect that, per the news you've no doubt read online, our main unit is going to take a couple of days off while some people on our staff undergo precautionary testing. I'm super grateful to work for a company that is proactive, cautious, and empathetic during this difficult time. Everyone is in good spirits as we continue to work towards making an incredible film. Stay safe out there, wash your hands, and of course, don't be racist. It's sad that you have to say that in 2020. But he says, here's a still from Aquafina. Is Nora from Queens just for fun? Can you believe I got to hold Jamie J. Chung's hand? So I mean, there you go. That is a whole thing. Like I said, we don't really know a whole heap of a lot about, outside of I think Tony? I think it's Tony Leung who's playing the Mandarin. Simu Liu, obviously, playing Shang-Chi. Don't really know a whole heap of a lot about who everyone else is playing, though there's a lot of speculation running rampant about which characters are playing which. So yeah, Shang-Chi, and like I said, despite that, we still got more Shang-Chi news. I mean, there's lots of Shang-Chi news. We actually learned, I feel like this has opened the floodgates. Coronavirus is not only, it giveth and it taketh away at the same time, because it's taking away things, but it's also giving us things, because we also got some information over this time frame that one of the largest villains in the Marvel Comics universe, and by large, I mean in size and stature. Not saying that, this is a bigger threat. This is an absolutely bigger threat than Thanos, and by that I mean they are just that much larger. But apparently, a certain character by the name of Fang Foom is likely going to show up in this Shang-Chi movie. Now, to what extent, to what degree, are they going to be a main player in this? Probably not. But basically, for those of you who are not familiar, basically, he's a big-ass fucking dragon. For those who are not familiar with the character. And matter of fact, I'll even pull you up a little something. Here we go. Let's open that up in a newbie tab. And there you go. That's Fang Foom right there. You can see as he's chasing Tony Stark's. Chasing him down, trying to get that ass. But no, here, let's see. Yeah, there you go. That's a little bit better. There you go. But yeah, he's chasing that ass. But the thing is, Fang Foom, for those who don't know, essentially he's a dragon. If I'm not mistaken, I believe. Outside of having all the normal powers that you would expect a dragon to have, being able to fly, breathe fire, and all that good stuff. Fang Foom has also been known to fire off more than just a fire breath weapon. I like a dragon who is diversified in his breath weapons. But basically, he can do an acid breath weapon. He can do a fire breath weapon. As you would imagine, a creature of his size, he's incredibly strong. Of course, he can fly. He has wings. He also has telepathy. And like any good comic book character, and I'm being facetious here, he also has a healing factor. But apparently there is rumor, a scooper, if you will, Daniel Rickman, put out a Patreon post, which I don't follow his Patreon, so I can't give you this information directly. But basically, he said that there are rumors about a fighting tournament for the subtitular 10 rings that will occur at some point during the film, which. That's fine. I do remember, it would track, considering the fact that in the past there have been lots of story reports throughout the years whenever Shang-Chi was brought up that they would do something in a very Enter the Dragon style of movie, so who knows? We'll find out. We won't know till February or maybe later. We may not even find out from a trailer. If I'm being brutally honest here, I don't think that'll be a thing. Marvel likes to play that shit close to the chest. By the way, speaking of things that have been canceled, don't look for E3 this year. E3 is canceled. The Electronics Entertainment Expo, done. It's a wrap, B. They ain't doing it this year. Which means that, now Sony was not going to go to E3 anyway. So their plans do not change. But Microsoft, Nintendo, Devolver Digital, Ubisoft, various other developers, they are likely going to do what is kind of in the vein of Nintendo Directs and Sony State of Plays. You'll probably see stuff a lot like that during that time frame. So it's going to be interesting. I'm very curious to see how it plays out. It's going to change a lot of things. Oh, dude, I just saw this. I saw him, goddammit. I knew I saw one above none hiding in the building somewhere. Look at him, goddammit. Wildin'. Approach nurse, so they better twitch that shit. Actually, that's probably what'll happen. You'll probably see it pop up on Twitch, YouTube, something like that. Let's see. Yeah, do they, like I said, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. Look, I'm just glad to see everybody jumping in. Oh, Panther de Noir. I saw you try to sneak up in here, goddammit. I saw you try to sneak up in here. Hey, what's going on? It's Demolisher. Let's see. Joseph Follow said, just came from the grocery store. Mofo's pissed me off buying all the tissues and bread. Man, dude, the folks are wilding right now. Taishib Gaz said, if coronavirus was a person, I'd kick its ass. Look, we'll all be throwing hands. We will all be throwing hands with coronavirus, let me tell you. But make sure we wash them once we're done. Make sure we wash the motherfuckers before we're done. Let's see here. Good evening, King Zano. Also, John Robinson, hey, he says, your first cave. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Welcome. This is going to be, like I said, we're just talking about everything that's getting shut down, canceled, if you will. But basically, yeah, man, there's a lot. And wait a minute, E3, not the only other thing. Netflix, I want to remind you, Netflix is also suspending their production on all United States and Canada projects due to this. So basically, any show that is filmed here in the United States, or not just films, but TV shows as well, any of that stuff that is filmed in the United States or Canada is getting shut down. So just don't expect it. They haven't said exactly what shows this will affect, but just know that most of these shows are shot, and these movies are shot and filmed in the United States and Canada, so that basically means everything. The only shows that probably won't be affected are shows that they Netflix has a lot of original shows that aren't actually their shows or movies. They're shows that they have co-opted from other companies and other countries. So those probably won't be affected. But you best believe everything else, it's a wrap. Whatever your favorite shows on Netflix that's an original, they ain't coming back for a minute. Or at least will be delayed for a minute. We don't know. Let's see here. What else we got? Now, okay, here's another thing. I didn't even mean to talk about this, but CW has put a halt to all of their shit. Because, they film most CW shows, at least as far as like the DC stuff, a lot of that stuff shoots in Vancouver, in Canada. But the shows being affected right here that we know right off the top of our heads are Supernatural and The 100. Both of those shows, they were in the middle of filming their final seasons. Both filming final seasons. They have been shut down until further notice. Other shows that apparently have also been affected, apparently Flash it has been affected by this, and I'm pretty sure the other ones have been affected too. They may not be shut down entirely, but at least their filming might be put on hold for a little bit. So there's like I said, man, whatever you care about, it's getting shut down. It is getting shut down. I'm sorry. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. Actually, I'm going to go tell you right now, that means I'm actually behind on Black Lightning. But I'm pretty sure if Black Lightning is not done filming all their episodes, they will likely be shut down as well. Yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, like I said, man, it's a thing. Yeah, it's like I said, it's going to be rough. Okay, so I got some good news. And this may be, and by good news, I mean it may possibly be bad news. Okay, so, and this one I want y'all to see. This one. Okay, so there is a report that, and I don't know, this may have changed. I haven't, matter of fact, real quick, before I actually say yay or nay on this one, I want to double check just to make sure, that, we're not, misreporting. I want to make sure we're not misreporting, anything. But, let's see here. There we go. Okay, so yeah, no, nothing has changed. Okay, so we got a report that the Batman and Matrix 4 filming will be unaffected by the coronavirus. Now, for those of you who don't know, I think a lot of this is largely in part due to the fact that I think both films are not filming in the States currently. But yeah, basically, what they're saying here is that, pretty much everything, at least a handful of things, they will probably remain unaffected. Matrix 4, Batman, this one comes from Justin Kroll, says, source close to WB saying, Batman, Matrix, and King Richard shoots will continue. Suicide Squad, Little Things, Reminisce are all in post. Black Adam doesn't start till August. Aquaman in 2021. So all of those are unaffected. All of those productions will be unaffected. Post-production requires no massive amount. I mean, it does require a massive amount of people, but not the massive amount of people it takes to shoot said materials. Like, case in point, Fast and Furious 9 ain't coming out till next year. A Quiet Place Part 2, even though it is finished, the date is going to pushed back because they don't want people going into movie theaters, rushing to go see a movie, and get sick. Don't be surprised if Black Widow's release date is pushed back if this carries on. Don't be surprised. Let's see here. They say, yeah, pretty much the only movie that may actually get hit by this is Fantastic Beasts 3. But we don't really know where they're all at in the schedule for that right now. So it could be much ado about nothing. But yeah, and like I said, the reason people are taking this very seriously because, I mean, yeah, you don't want people to die unnecessarily is something that could be prevented. Something as simple as coronavirus. I mean, yes, it is far more deadly to people who are in their maybe mid to late 60s, going up into like the 80s on up, and maybe for very small young children. Like when I say small, I'm talking like toddlers and under. That is probably, that is very much the case. You don't want those types of things affecting just affecting your world. You just don't. If you can avoid it, avoid it. Another silver lining in this is that Disney, because everybody is being really kind. Discord has increased the limit of its live streaming from 10 people to 50 people to help people with work. Granted, also to help people have movie nights, but which we have in the Discord. We haven't had one since the last one. We did JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the live action movie. We're going to do another movie here pretty soon. I haven't scheduled it yet because I've just been really busy. But Pornhub gave everyone in Italy premium subscriptions, free premium subscriptions to their service. Internet service providers are waiving payment fees. They're not shutting off anyone's internet for the next 60 days. So if you don't pay your bill, they're not cutting your shit off. A lot of countries have, Staff Sergeant! Thank you, my guy. Says here, love the channel, keep on keeping on. I'm here for dropping that $10 super chat. Thank you very much and kindly. Not just dropping the super chat, but is also a member of the channel. God damn it, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much, Staff Sergeant. And like I said, hopefully that promotion goes through real soon. I'm looking forward to seeing that rank go up. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, that said, lots of companies are doing everything they can to try and, just ease people's lives, giving them something, even if it's not even that big of a deal of what it is they're doing. Maybe they're just doing something to say, hey, here's something you can do while you're, quarantined. And Disney is doing something very similar, though it may not be as benevolent as, giving everybody, free premium Pornhub subscriptions or not shutting off your internet. But Disney is releasing Frozen 2 3 months early on Disney+. Actually, it will be out tomorrow on Disney+. So if you have Disney Plus and you want to watch Frozen 2, it's going to be on there tomorrow. As a matter of fact, or actually, no, I take that back. Not tomorrow. It will be the 17th. Got my days mixed up. But yeah, it'll be the 17th. So in 3 more days, you'll be able to watch Frozen 2 on Disney Plus. Now, it was originally not supposed to hit Disney Plus until like the 17th. Or not the 17th, but actually no, it'd be the 17th, but of June is when it was supposed to happen. So that's actually pretty awesome of them. They did not have to do that. They could have just as easily have sat on their hands and be like, nope, we'll make you motherfuckers wait until June. But yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Matter of fact, right here, there's live footage of Elsa being like, you fucking my bag up, Disney. Elsa's like, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on, you're giving my shit away for the $6.99 a month? Come on. But yeah, that's the thing that is happening. So like I said, now for me, this probably may not be big news for a lot of other people, but for me, it's actually kind of a big deal just for no other reason than the fact that my daughter really loves Frozen. So, and she has been begging to watch it over and 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 over again. So we'll be watching it over and over and over and over and over and over again. It'll be great. Anyway. Let's see what else we got. You know what? Man. I think it's safe to say that we can get out of talking about, well, actually, no, we're still not out of the woods yet. I forgot. There was one movie I didn't mention when I was, there was one movie I, did not mention when I started talking about, coronavirus. The New Mutants. The New Mutants has also had its release date pushback. So that is a thing. That is a thing. But no, that is going to be a thing. New Mutants pushback. Don't know exactly when the date's going to be. I don't even know if they've actually even set an actual like comeback release date for it. But one thing we do know is that much like with Shang-Chi, we've gotten a ton of news centered around the New Mutants in lieu of all this. So, like I said, when it rains, it pours. Apparently, here, let's jump in here real quick. Apparently, Fox was originally planning a New Mutants trilogy with both Warlock and Karma involved in it, as well as Antonio Banderas cast as the main villain. Now, I remember not too terribly long ago we talked about the fact that Antonio Banderas is actually slated. He's actually listed as being cast in this movie, though they haven't really confirmed who it is he's playing, though there were some reports saying that he was supposed to be playing Mr. Sinister. There were also some reports saying that he was relegated to a post-credit scene. This is kind of leading some credence to that, but it's also kind of leading some credence to the fact that he may also not actually be in it, even though he is still technically listed, though. I don't know. That New Mutants has gotten weird with some of their casting, and that's all I'll say about that. At least as far as how they're releasing casting news. Not saying I don't agree with any of the casting. But it says here that Josh Boone, who is the director of the New Mutants movie, and this was all stuff that happened before Disney bought out Fox, basically said originally there was a post-credit scene that was planned to have in the New Mutants that they never shot. And apparently, originally, they actually had Antonio Banderas cast in the role of Sunspot's father, Emmanuel DaCosta, is what they originally had. So that was the thing. Now, if he is still in this movie, maybe that is the role he is still playing. I'm going to go on a limb, say probably the case. But they say what they were going to do with that, though, is that they were going to make Antonio Banderas' character be a member of the Hellfire Club. And the sequel would have dealt with Sunspot going back to Brazil and reuniting with his mother. And basically the whole plot twist that Antonio Banderas was trying to kill his mom. But yeah, basically what he went on to say is that he says we always intended to do New Mutants Brazil as the second movie. It was intentional that we didn't shoot it. We had always planned to have a tag at the end of the movie that introduced the villain for the next movie. We even had an actor cast, but because of the merger and because Marvel owns X-Men now and is going to do their own thing, there was no reason to go shoot it. So that is a lot of the reason why that was scrapped. But he does go on to say that he did confirm it was Antonio Banderas. He did also say that Karma was going to be another major driving force in that movie, in said movie. Basically going on to say that Karma was always going to be the villain in the second movie that would be absorbed into the group by the end. We had always wanted to bring Karma and Warlock into the second one when we couldn't do it in the first one. For us, we wanted that initial core team for the first movie. We just couldn't swap out Ilyana. We felt like there was no reason to do the movie if we couldn't bring that character to life in the first one. And they say, in our hearts, we hope the New Mutants makes a bunch of money so that we can go make the second one. We're all just bummed at everything that happened, just the merger and everything else. It had nothing to do with us personally and had an impact on every single movie at Fox at the time. So there's that. But yeah, I don't know if they're going to make a sequel. I doubt they will. Now, I will say this. Kevin Feige is a very pragmatic man. If New Mutants comes out and is both A, good, and B, makes a crap ton of money, Marvel will likely be like, no, we keep making these. Look, that mouse will come out and be like, he'll be clutching his bag like no. We'll make some more. That's exactly what'll happen. That I can promise you. Honestly, that was the same thing that was kind of posited around the time that Dark Phoenix came out, even though technically I think we all knew that movie was going to be bad. But I don't even really think Dark Phoenix was bad. I just thought it was just okay. But a lot of people did think that they're like, yeah, if this movie turns out to be a success, Disney will likely say, okay, well, let's keep this going. But, you know, this is far more likely than with Dark Phoenix. Is basically what I'm saying here. By the way, Reggie Simmons came in with that 1111 super chat just to say, what's up, bro? Just want to say thank you. Thank you, my brother, for coming through with that super chat. Look, I appreciate it, fam. You the man. Man, ain't nothing going on, man. Look, ain't no thing. Just, yeah, we're here, rocking the cave, sipping this cold glass of Dr. Pepper. It's good times. Let's see. Elevation Allah. You said, I just tried to send you 50, but it's not letting me for some reason. Okay, so one thing I have learned about Super Chat. If you try to do a Super Chat, I think it should let you do. And by the way, thank you for even trying. By the way, let's go back. Let me thank you for even trying to send $50. However, if you cannot and you still want to do it, you can, however, drop it. I believe there is a PayPal link. Somewhere in yeah, there is a PayPal link in the description for the video. So yeah, if that is something that you still want to do, you are more than. I'm not saying you have to. Just saying that if you choose to, that is on you. I am simply here to. I'm simply here to serve. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes, Super Chat is weird. And also, if you may have to set something up in your account too for Super Chat. It depends on how you have your Google account or YouTube account set up. That may also play a part in it. I'm not 100% sure because I know I tried to do it on someone else's channel way back. And it didn't let me do it initially, and I had to go in and mess with some stuff to make that a thing. But yeah, that said, let's get that out of the way. We're done with that. Here, let's see. Now, okay, also kind of going into that, basically, the whole thing with, going back to the whole thing with Antonio Banderas, like I said, we don't really know exactly what the hell he is supposed to be doing, but we don't really know if he's still playing that character. I'm going to go on and say if he still shows with the movie to some degree or another, he will probably still be playing Sunspot's dad. We don't know. Oh, shit. Wait, did we get it? Did we get it? We got that junk. Dude, Elevation Allah, thank you so much. Thank you. Dude, look. Man. Look, y'all, man, y'all are out here. I just want to point that out. Y'all are out here. God damn it. Elevation Law dropped a $50 super chat. Said black people are immune to the COVID-19. Black first, black power, love being black. Hey, I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. I'm bliggity black, and I'm black, y'all. That's all y'all need to know. Oh. Yeah, the word, that's what it is. Yeah, you can't say that. Okay. That is actually what it is. Okay, so I notice in some other people's videos, they can't say coronavirus. Like, people have been bleeping out coronavirus or calling it other things. They've been calling it, CV or that Rona. Technically, COVID-19 is okay for some reason. But for some reason, YouTube does not like the word coronavirus. Don't know. You are half immune. You are half immune. Approach the nerd. You are, in fact, half immune. As is my daughter. No, once again, Elevation Allah, thank you for that. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. I can't say thank you enough. It's like literally I could sit here for the rest of the stream, say nothing but thank yous, still not have said it enough. But let's here. I want us to take a look at something real quick, New Mutants related, because we did get some. We did get a couple of new items. For those who are not familiar. Here, let's. We're gonna run through them because we got a new TV spot just around the time they pushed the date back on this bad boy. But we're not watching the trailer. By God, these are just screenshots. They're just screenshots. God damn it. But basically, and some of this is stuff we've seen. Of course, we see Cannonball right here. Magic. We've got was that Mirage right there? Sunspot, Wolf's Bane. We got all the usual peoples in there. Looks like they're getting ready to get into some shit. Apparently, they have run afoul of something. Probably not the Demon Bear this time. But the good news is we do have some pictures of that to show off here in a minute. Of course, we get to see a little bit more of Magic, Ilyana. We get to see a little bit more of her. I actually like how they have portrayed her. With the was always forgive was like the Spirit Sword, Soul Sword. Either way, her magic sword. The whole eyes lighting up. I'm down for it. And of course, see this shot right here, a little clearer shot where she's like, just she's jumping through that window, coming down in all her glory. And let's see what else we got. We got a picture. This is Sunspot now. I know some people probably be like, wait a minute, he's not supposed to look like that. He's supposed to be with a orange outline. He's supposed to be dark in the middle. Well, here's the catch. This is when he first catches fire, like when he first kind of burst into his Sunspot form. So this is actually probably not exactly how he'll look, but honestly, if you kind of look at it, he's more dark in the middle parts and more orange on the outside. That's one of those effects that you got to be careful with because you can't just black him out entirely because it would just look weird. I can go and tell you that just right now from a graphic design standpoint, it would look weird. There's just certain things that don't translate from comics to the page. Now, there are some shots where he's a little bit darker, but I mean, he's not going to be just solid black in the middle. If that makes any sense to anybody. Now, here is one of our first shots, actual, legitimate shots of the Demon Bear. You can't really see him as well, but because he's mostly like smoke, but he's still got a bear's shape. You can see the eyes and the snout, a little bit of the claws. You can also see here, he's like this last picture, he was kind of standing up on his hind legs. But you can see right here, in this next picture, he drops down to all fours. And like I said, he looks pretty menacing. And you can kind of see, you look very closely, you can actually see, here, I'm going to bring this in a little bit. Like I said, you can kind of see a little bit better the detail, in his face. It looks really cool. Like, I'm like, dude, I didn't think they'd actually be able to pull this off. We got some more pictures, too. You see right here. That's a close-up shot of the demon bear. He's got all the teethuses, the red eyes. Looks almost like the way they're doing the effect on the eyes. He's got kind of like the tear stains, whatever coming down like in red. I'm here for it. I like it. We got another one too. This is another shot where Ilyana is borderline soloing the demon bear. I believe this may be Cannonball's arm or hand right here. Maybe, possibly. Not 100% sure. But, like I said, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Like I said, it's a very interesting little, kind of setup they got going on. But like that was the television spot. Those were all like shots from the television spot they just recently put out. So, let's see here. Now, okay, so for those who have questions, about, and let's see here. For those who have questions though, this film, though yes, her and Colossus, I believe they still count them as being brother and sister. I don't know how much of a connection they're gonna have in the actual movie, because once again, this is the last of the Fox films, and they really haven't said, but I think they wanted you to be aware that, yes, the character exists, she's out there. And one of the things I find very entertaining about this, I know this will probably be triggering to some people. This will probably be triggering to some people, but they do... And this is one of those situations where I say you kind of read into this whatever you will. Read into this whatever you will. It's up to you to determine how this makes you feel. It's not up to me. But we also got news regarding New Mutants that apparently the final film of the Fox X-Men, the Foxmen, whatever you want to call them, is going to be the first to actually show representation for LGBTQ relationships prior to Eternals. So it will actually, even though technically Eternals will be the first MCU film that will do it on any prominent level, New Mutants, on the other hand, will technically be the one that does it first. And that is because Josh Boone has actually come out and said that the New Mutants movie will feature a relationship between Wolfsbane and Mirage, though the relationship is not going to be exactly what everybody, I think, will assume that it'll be. Basically, let's go a little bit more into it. It says, let's see here. He says that, let's see here. Boom, here it goes. So basically what he goes on to say, he talks about how it's sort of like the spine and focus of some of the character-driven stuff going on between Wolfsbane and Mirage, and goes on to say that they have a telepathic connection in the comics. So he said basically what we want to do is we want to extend that. We wanted to extend that in the film and put that within reality. And he says that if they really could understand each other on that level, telepathically, having a telepathic bond and connection with someone else where they can basically know what you're thinking at all times, then you'd probably end up falling in love with that person. Me personally, I think you would wind up being completely terrified or grossed out by that person. But that's just me, because, hey, I have nasty thoughts. But anyway, he says it's not really a story about these two characters understanding their sexuality. It's not centered around that, and they don't really necessarily label it. No one else does either, and no one really questions it. And that is kind of, I think, where Regardless of what you think of the characters as far as their comic book counterparts or their movie counterparts, whatever, I don't think that's I don't even think that matters. My whole thing is that to me it's always how it's handled. That is kind of the thing for me. And if it's exactly what he says it is, if he says that it's not really a big deal, it's just something that's going on and no one really draws attention to it, they don't draw attention to it, it's just a normal thing that happens because we live in a world and have lived in a world for quite some time where people are gay. This isn't news. The Roman Empire, ladies and gentlemen. That was a long time ago. And even before the Roman Empire, it was a thing. A lot of the social norms that we have today are not the social norms that were always there. Things used to be, if you go back and look at this world more than 200 years ago, it's a very different world. Even 100 years ago, very different world. A lot of the things that we think are like the traditions that have lasted for centuries are not. They're actually relatively new, historically speaking. So I'm here for it. I'm perfectly fine with it. I don't care. I am one of those people. Anyone who any of my LGBTQ brethren can attest. The last thing I am concerned about is who you are fucking. The least of my concerns. I do not care. I don't care. If you want to have sex with a light socket, I say more power to you. Just wear protection. If you want to be out here in these streets, I don't care who you with. Because, at the end of the day, I know, and that's one of the things I think more people should probably have that mentality. Like for me, I know, I am a, let me get my identity politics out of the way. I am what you would call a cisgendered, which means I identify as the gender that I was born with. For those who are not familiar with the terminology, I am a cisgendered straight male in all that entails. However, I am not as presumptuous to assume that a gay man standing next to me wants to fuck me. I don't even think I'm that fuckable. So, just being real. Like that, and that's one of the things I used to always say, even when I was a kid growing up, like, it is very presumptuous to assume that just because a person is gay and they are standing next to you, that they want to fuck you. They have higher standards. At least that's I used to always feel about myself. I was like, I would not be as presumptuous to assume that. But that said, let's see here. What's going on, Salt? What's going on, Salt? You could call me about River. I don't care. No, I mean, I care. It's one of those things, like, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, how could you think of the children? I'm not going to be that guy. I don't care. Exactly. We're all going to hell. Look, I'm like Mewtwo. I'm trying to prove that the circumstances of one's birth is irrelevant. Same for their gender and their sexuality. The circumstances are irrelevant. Anyway, let me hit the button. Danger. I'm being ridiculous. I apologize. That's the first time we've had to hit the button today. That means we probably need to play some catch up. I'm gonna go ahead and report on this because theoretically this is news, but I think Kevin Feige would really appreciate it if the world did not spread this or perpetuate this. But apparently, rumor has it that the Guardians of the Galaxy, will appear in the next Thor movie, Thor: Love and Thunder. directed by Taika Waititi. Is it Taika or is it Taika? I always hear people say it differently. Anyway, point of the matter is, basically what they're saying is that, scrolling down here, while Vin Diesel, he was doing press junkets for Bloodshot, which apparently is getting lambasted in the reviews. I've actually heard people say it is just techno spawn, and techno by like high tech, which I still want to see it. I'm curious. Yeah, I don't think this movie is kicking off a Valiant universe anytime soon, but hey, you could always try. It's good, Dr. P. Let's see. Okay, but he says, I am waiting and excited for my friend James Gunn to knock this next one out of the park. He took the Suicide Squad, so he's about to embark on it. Thor will also, the director talked to me about how Thor will incorporate some of the Guardians of the Galaxy. That'll be very interesting. Nobody knows. Maybe I should have said anything. And it's at that moment where it's like Vin Diesel knows. I think Vin Diesel, he's hyper aware of what he just did. He is hyper aware of what he just did. He knows that somewhere right now, I guarantee you, Kevin Feige heard that shit and was just like, the fuck? This motherfucker say what I think he just said. Did he just say what I think he said? I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. But Kevin Feige hasn't. I don't think Kevin Feige has really come out and said anything about it. But rumor around the mill is that Marvel is not incredibly happy that was thrown out there, because it almost got. This was something that was actually reported on earlier in the week, and after it was reported, people were talking about it like crazy for like a day, maybe a day and a half, and that shit just disappeared. Now, granted, it's also because the news week. The nature of the news week, but also the nature of the fact that coronavirus is running rampant, so that's been dominating the news as well, and also the fact that Kevin Feige's like, shut that shit down, shut that shit down. He's like, goddamn easy, like he's like, no, fuck that shit. He's like, are you trying to get me fired? But anyway, no. Let's see here. And look, Rain, what's going on? Now, I'm right there with you. Like I said, worst case scenario, I might get a laugh. It may elicit a few chuckles. It may elicit a few chuckles out your boy. You know what, man? All the rest of this news is news. Tell you what, let's break up the monotony for a minute. God damn it. Let's see. Oh, hey, what's going on, Daryl? Look, coming about that NC, coming out that North Carolina. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so let's break up the monotony a little bit. How many of y'all have been watching that Castlevania? How many of you have been watching that Castlevania on Netflix? Third season went live this past weekend, and man, it took me a few days to get through it just because I watch it with my wife. And we are not always home at the same time. So, yeah. Like I said, it's good stuff. Well, apparently, now, how many of you are aware? I want to know how many of you are aware that the guy who's pretty much like the brains, the main producer behind the series, I think is Adi Shankar. How many of you are aware of his bootleg universe? Like, this is because a lot of people know that like he is he's been tapped to do all of these different video game related properties just based off the success of Castlevania Season 1. He was tapped to not just do Castlevania anymore. Yeah, he's still doing that, but he's also been tapped to do Assassin's Creed. He's been tapped to do Devil May Cry. He has been tapped, there was another one that he was tapped to do. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. He was tapped to do that. He's got a production going on right now that's called Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon vibe. He's also tapped to do one for Rabbids Invasion. Basically, if there is a video game property that he is that Netflix or any other company for that matter want to get off the ground, he's probably going to be the guy behind it. Matter of fact, I'm surprised that he has not been tapped for the Resident Evil series that has been announced. Hell, I'm even more surprised they didn't ask this motherfucker to come to HBO and do The Last of Us, though that would probably be a conflict of interest. But yeah, let's see. I'm not going to give away any, for those of you who have not seen Castlevania, I'm not going to give away any spoilers, so don't worry if you are scared of getting spoiled. The only thing I'm going to talk about with this series, there's one thing, and it's such a small part of the show overall, but don't worry, I'm not going to spoil and I don't want anybody else to spoil the ending in the chat either. Please don't spoil anything. But in Castlevania Season 3, Episode 8, the title, What the Night Brings, we get some really interesting stuff. Like I said, there's no spoilers. No spoilers. No spoilers. Will be brought up. There's only one thing we're going to talk about. It's not even that big a factor into the main plot of the show. But one thing that you will know is that there is a particular character who pops up this season. For those who are not aware or are curious here, I just want y'all to see who I'm talking about. And that is Saint Germain. Saint Germain pops up in the season. And now, for those of you who don't remember, in the video games, they actually do a kind of an homage, if you will, to the Infinite Corridor from the video games, which in the video games is not quite exactly what they do with it here, but they find a way to do this in such a way that it makes it more important than I think it actually was in the games. Basically, in this episode, he goes into the Infinite Corridor, and it's basically he's seeing all of these other realities. Basically, it's Castlevania's way of opening up the door to a multiverse. And alternate realities, alternate possibilities. I'm not going to go into the big bombshell that comes up in this, so don't worry about that. This is actually, the Infinite Corridor in and of itself is important to the show, but not the part I'm talking about. And basically what happens is, like, he is seeing all sorts of stuff that has nothing to do with Castlevania. he is seeing all sorts of shit that doesn't have anything to do with Castlevania in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Like, to give you an idea, this is even one of the things that he sees when he's going through the Infinite Corridor. Now, what is it? Who knows? But a lot of people have said this comes from another game, and this would not surprise me. This would not surprise me if this had nothing to do with Castlevania at all. at all. But that's actually not the thing I'm here to talk about. That is actually not the thing I'm here to talk about. What I'm actually here to talk about is we get a reference. We get a reference to a potential shared universe. Remember, I mentioned earlier the bootleg universe. And it's a very quiet one, and only eagle-eyed fans caught it. Only the most eagle-eyed of eagle-eyed fans actually caught wind. Caught wind of this little Easter egg. Which I thought was just, I thought it was amazing. I actually thought that it was pretty freaking awesome that they threw this in here. And I'm going to show y'all exactly what I'm talking about here in a second. I just want to get a little extra something here for reference. But, just because I want y'all to see I've done the homework. I want you to see that the Blerd Without Fear has done his homework. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's pull this up. Castlevania opened the door for Devil May Cry. Now, some would say this is just a simple Easter egg. However, we do know that Devil May Cry is something that Adi Shankar is working on as a series. This is not news. This has been public knowledge ever since Castlevania, I think. Actually, I want to say since DMC, even since maybe before or around the time that DMC 5 was released. Castlevania and Devil May Cry, they exist in the same universe, and you're probably sitting here asking why. Well, I'm going to point to Exhibit A. Oh, wait. Here we go. And let's see here. Now, for those of you who can't really see, I'm going to zoom this in. Here, I'm going to zoom it all the way. I'm going to zoom this puppy all the way in. I want you to look right here. Right there where that red circle is. There's a sword hanging on the wall. And it's a very specific sword. Those of you who are fans of Devil May Cry, you know exactly what that sword is, and you know exactly what that sword means. That is not just any sword. And now some could say, oh, well, maybe it's just a coinky-dink. I don't think that's the case. That sword is very clearly rebellion. And for those who are familiar with Devil May Cry, you know that the sword... matter of fact, here, let's bring this one up to speed here. I want y'all to see. I want to get a better picture front and center right there. Like I said, the more you zoom in, because it's way back in the background. But if you zoom in that much closer, you can kind of get a better look at it. But the sword that it is essentially this sword. Rebellion. This is like a mock-up of Rebellion. This is like a replica of it, not the actual sword itself, but this is like for cosplay purposes. But just to this is just to give you an idea of what the sword looks like, so you can kind of be like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, this sword, yeah, this pretty much opened the floodgates. And people have been basically talking about, they're like, oh yeah, dude, they've opened the door. Devil May Cry now exists in the Castlevania universe. There you go. Boom. Done. Cut the check. For those who don't know, the Rebellion is a sword. It was, if I'm not mistaken, was created by Sparta, who is the father of Dante and Virgil. And of course, Rebellion is the sword that Dante uses. But I thought it was really interesting. I thought it was very interesting. It's a very interesting thing. It's a very interesting take. Like I said, who's to say if this goes any further? Once again, could have just been a simple Easter egg. It could have just been a simple Easter egg. By the way, everybody who just dropped in, thank y'all for dropping in. Thank y'all for dropping in. Once again, that was like literally, that is probably like the least spoilery thing I could talk about. What's going on, everybody? I see Wozy got the Red Knight in here. KC Johnson, what's good? Todd French, what's going on? What's popping? Cyrus Uchimaru, what's going on? We were just talking about Castlevania. The connection that Castlevania just made. Castlevania Season 3 just made to Devil May Cry, which we know is going to be getting a series here before too long. And like I said, it's one of those things. We know that, Adi Shankar is going to be doing the Devil May Cry anime. That's not news. We know it's coming. It's going to be a thing. This was announced as far back as 2018. And he even said in an interview, Adi Shankar actually did come out in an interview with IGN. He did say when the rights were acquired, he did say that Castlevania, he said Devil May Cry will join Castlevania in what we're now calling the bootleg multiverse. But he never really said anything exactly, when that was actually going to happen. So if there is any kind of a crossover, it won't be until later, whether it's in a Castlevania Season 4, which, by the way, if you have not watched Season 3, go watch that shit. It's good. Dude, I'm going to all I'm going to say is, dude, there's some folks that, I'm not even going to say who, I'm not even going to say names, but there are some cats that got played hard body. They got played hard as fuck. But no, it's still good. It's still good. Oh my God, it's so good. Dude, okay, they're not really following, let's be 100% here. For the most part, the anime has essentially been adapting, Curse of Darkness? I think was it Curse of Darkness? That I think it's been... I always get there's certain Castlevania games I get the names mixed up for. But anyway, point of the matter is, this season they've kind of gone off in their own direction. A lot of what's happening this season has almost nothing to do with with any of the games that have happened prior to this, but I still thought it was amazing. Oh yeah. So if anything, it makes me more excited to watch Season 2 and 3. Let's see here. Is it the bootleg universe? Andrew Edwards, no, you're not too late. You are not too late. You are still on. You got here when you needed to be. I say that a wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. At least that's what I tell people when I'm late. But you're not late. You are just fine. Let's talk about Leo. Let's. Okay. I'm gonna drop this one because this is not important. This is nothing. That's a nothing burger. There's nothing there. And let me see. What's this one right here? There's a lot of stories I picked up, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Okay, here. Let's talk about this one real quick. Because I feel like this one can be wrapped up very quickly. There's a report that Loki, Marvel's Disney Plus series Loki, has added a Star Wars actor in a mystery role. That actor you can probably see right here. You probably recognize him from Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Me more personally, I know him from the movie Warlock from back in the 90s. Love this guy. Richard E. Grant, great actor. Love his work. I love him in almost everything I've seen him in. But my introduction to Richard E. Grant was in a little movie called Warlock, where he played a witch hunter, and he was just amazing in it. It's such a bad movie, but I love that movie. But anyway, neither here nor there. For those of you, I probably just showed some age talking about Warlock. Anyone who knows what the movie is, then you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, point of the matter is, as Discussing Film has reported that Richard E. Grant has finalized talks to join the Marvel Cinematic Universe project, though the role he will be playing has not been announced. It has not been revealed. Now, a lot of people have been speculating that Kang, the Conqueror, is going to show up in the Loki TV series because we're dealing with a time variance authority. And we all know that Kang is directly connected, to that organization. Now, I remember some people were saying that, oh, maybe it's Owen Wilson. Maybe he's playing Kang. I don't think that's the case. I think it's my boy right here, Richard E. Grant. I think he might be that guy. I think he might be that dude. Or he may be playing somebody else. We don't know. But let's see. Go down here. It says, let's see here. They're basically talking about other roles that he's been in. They don't even bring up the ones I actually give a shit about. They bring up Rise of Skywalker. Doctor Who, he was good in Doctor Who. He was in Logan. Can't forget that. Downton Abbey, some series of unfortunate events. I don't care about any of that. What I care about is Warlock. And that man was amazing. He was the first Witcher I ever saw. So yeah, there's that. That's a thing. Oh God. Yep, that's a thing. That is a thing. How old am I? I am 37. Yeah, Will Robinson, Warlock staple of Cinemax from 92 to 98. You are correct. You are very correct. It was very much a thing of the 90s. But yeah, anyway, there's that. What else we got? What else? We got any? Here, let me get rid of that. Got too many windows open. Once again, mystery roles. But yeah, I don't think Owen Wilson is going to be Kang. I think he would actually wind up being somebody else. I think Richard E. Grant would be the better choice to play Kang the Conqueror because he has that gravitas. He has that range. He can make me believe that he's an evil son of a bitch. I couldn't see Owen Wilson in that role. I just couldn't. And who knows? Maybe he could do it. I have often been wrong about certain actors not being able to do certain things. And I often tell people this. I remember watching the movie Insomnia for the first time with Al Pacino and Robin Williams, where Robin Williams plays a serial killer. And Robin Williams made me believe, for all his goofy chicanery and shtick, he made me believe he was a serial killer in that movie. And like I said, I think comedic actors are very good at playing dramatic roles because to be a comedian, it takes a very specific set of skills. And those skills are very well lended to drama. People said the same thing about Monique. People are like, oh, I can only see Monique as a comedian. But then Precious comes out and we're like, oh my God. I'm not saying that Owen Wilson is that good, but I'm just saying that, if it turned out he was, I'd give him a chance. But I think Richard E. Grant would be the better actor for that. Let's talk about a little bit of a fan theory that has been recently debunked regarding Black Widow. First off, I just want to go ahead and say right now, the Black Widow movie, which may very well likely be postponed, they're out here right now, and I don't know how I feel about it. Because everybody was there saying, man, we haven't seen enough of Taskmaster. We haven't seen enough of Tasky. We haven't seen enough of him, goddammit. Well, guess what? Boom. There you go. We saw the most recent trailer. Taskmaster was out here. Not only has he been co-opting Captain America's shield, not only has he been co-opting Hawkeye's bow and arrow, not only has he been co-opting Black Widow's fighting style, we now know this motherfucker has been co-opting Black Panther's fighting style and his vibranium claws we see here in this shot from the most recent trailer, which is supposed to be the final trailer for Black Widow. And I'm going to go tell you right now, I'm here for it. Let's go. Let's make it a thing. I'm ready to see this shit. Goddammit. I'm ready to see it. Taskmaster is out here. Also, another thing I think a lot of people didn't catch, I don't have a shot of it here, but in the trailer, there's a shot where he's free falling. And if you look very closely, even though he's not using a jetpack, he's not using any kind of flight harness or anything like that. If you notice, he's actually flying or free falling the way that Iron Man flies. Like he's doing the same kind of like he holds his hands, like the way Iron Man holds his hands out when he's propelling himself. He does the exact same thing, and he does a little spin and Which, by the way, technically that is kind of a template, because we've actually seen that used by Captain Marvel and other characters who can fly at various points. But I just think it's interesting that he's doing it too, even though he's not actually flying. I don't have it, like I said, I don't have a shot of it right here, but I did think that was interesting. But let's go back. We noticed that originally there was speculation that Rachel Weisz was going to be playing the Taskmaster. Like back during Comic-Con, people were saying, "Oh, the Taskmaster, he looks too slim. He's not played by a man. It's likely a woman in the suit." And who knows? Maybe it is. We don't know. But we did get confirmation. A lot of people thought that Rachel Weisz was the character in the suit. They thought that she was secretly playing the character because when she was asked, she kind of gave a sheepish answer. Like, she kind of gave an answer that was like ooh, man, y'all might have found something out. But I think Rachel Weisz is such a good actress that I think she just played us. Because, and the reason why I say that is because we got a shot in the trailer. And I believe, yep, this is it right here. Taskmaster, you can't see his face right here. It's not the best shot. But if you look here, this is Taskmaster. He is on top of the plane that she is flying, and Rachel Weisz is very clearly right here. And in the shot, she does not look happy to see him. She does not look happy to see him at all. Now, granted, yes, in the comics, Rachel Weisz's character, the Iron Maiden, she is typically a Black Widow villain. But in this, as we all know with the other MCU movies, they do tend to take characters who are normally bad guys and turn them into good guys. We saw this with Black Panther in regards to characters like Nakia and M'Baku, characters who are typically bad guys, Malice and Man-Ape, respectively. We saw this in Captain Marvel with the Skrulls. Yes, we saw that. And we've even seen this in some. There have also been some other movies where we've seen people who are typically bad guys. They're just kind of there. And spoilers for Ant-Man and the Wasp, but Ghost, same thing. Well, Ghost is typically a bad guy, but they portrayed Ghost, instead of being just a straight up irredeemable villain, she was a redeemable villain. And by the end of the movie, you kind of get the impression that she's no longer a bad guy. Or at the very least, she is taking penance for what she's done. So there's that. And hell, Bill Foster, Black Goliath, he's essentially helping said redeemable villain. So, I mean, like I said, they play with a lot of the roles because, honestly, it's to subvert your expectations. It's to mess with what you as a comic fan walking into that movie, you're always going to go in thinking, okay, I know everything about this. I know exactly everything that's going to happen. Well, then they switch things around, and I think they do a really good job of it. I think what they did with M'Baku and Black Panther is prime example of how you could take a character who is kind of a throwaway bad guy and make him into something better. You can make him something more interesting than that. You take Nakia, a character who is very one-note in the comics. Nakia, probably one of the most one-note comic characters in existence. They actually took her, gave her more depth as what she is in the Black Panther movie. The Skrulls, typically, not always one-note villains, but they just don't really. They're rarely interesting and rarely have individual characters who are interesting, and they did that with Captain Marvel. So there you have that as well. But once again, I'm just going to say right now, it's been debunked. Now, actually, before we move on, I will go back and say we know the trailers lie. We know the trailers. I need not remind anybody of the Avengers Infinity War trailer where all the Avengers are running towards the camera in Wakanda. That shot is not in the movie. Need I remind you of Age of Ultron trailer where they showed the heroes fighting Ultron at the end. Half of the heroes that were in that shot were digitally removed. They did something similar with Captain America Civil War before they revealed who all was in the movie. When they were showing the lineup of the different characters who were running at each other. So yes, they do that. Thor Ragnarok, in the original trailer for Thor Ragnarok, we didn't see that Thor was missing an eye. He had both eyes in the trailer. So I could be wrong. They could be putting this here to bait and switch us to get us off the scent that she is actually Taskmaster. That could actually be swapped out. It could actually be Black Widow. It could be Black Widow 2, who is also in the movie. It could be anybody else. They could have just swapped it around. But once again, we don't know. And we won't know till the movie comes out. But I'm going to go on a limb and say that seems like it would be weird if they did it there. But it wouldn't surprise me because, you know, Marvel does that. They like to throw you off the scent. Whew, man, good Lord Jesus. Yeah, it just is what it is. It just is what it is. Here, what else we got? Speaking of Black Widow, this is kind of a non-story. This isn't really anything terribly new. However, I do find it interesting that this is happening. But we found out that Milla Jovovich's daughter, Milla Jovovich of Fifth Element and Resident Evil fame, her daughter, Ever Anderson, is going to be playing young Black Widow in the movie. That is the thing. I actually did not. I knew that Milla Jovovich had a daughter. I didn't, and this just goes to show how fast time flies by. I didn't even realize she was old enough to be acting. So yeah, this is her right here. I mean, granted, this is a shot of her from Resident Evil, I believe Afterlife. I believe it's a shot from Resident Evil Afterlife. I get all the Resident Evil movies mixed up. But anyway, point of the matter is, she has acted before. She has been in movies, primarily movies directed by her father. Was it Paul W.S. Anderson? I don't know. Anyway, not important. Period. Point of the matter is that yeah, she's going to be in the movie. It's going to be a thing. She will be in the movie, and yeah, Paul W.S. Anderson. And yeah, she'll be playing a young Natasha Romanoff. That's what it was. She was in Resident Evil, the final chapter. Anyway, carrying on. Let's see here. Let's see. He said, no disrespect, looks like a Power Ranger. So did Green Goblin. To be fair, though, he's Taskmaster, kind of going back to Taskmaster. And there's a reason why he looks the way he does. And the reasoning for that is a lot of people, I think, are very used to seeing... a lot of people, I think, are very used to seeing Taskmaster look a very particular way. And that is fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. However, that is not the way Taskmaster has always looked. There is actually a version of Taskmaster who looks a lot like the character that we see in those trailers. And like I said, that's not even news. That's not even news. This is that goes back to like some of the 90s comics with Taskmaster in them. And just to kind of give y'all an idea of what I'm talking about, like I said, like this right here, this is the Taskmaster I feel like people are used to seeing with the skull and everything. I think Marvel took one look at that and said, that don't work. Like, that just doesn't work. I mean, technically, could they have done it? Yeah, sure. They could have done a moving skull face. They could use the same tech they used to, make Red Skull, and that probably would have been fine. But I think that just based on like who they were connecting the character to in the story, I think they decided that it was probably a better idea to not go with that. And you know what? They kind of tested it out in Spider-Man. Spider-Man PS4. You look right there. That's Taskmaster. He's wearing a mask. And he doesn't look any less threatening. Now, do I wish they would have went with more of a mask like this versus a mask like this, sure. But once again, there's precedent. Look no further than here. This is Taskmaster. This character right here, it is Taskmaster. Hard body, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And that's the look that they decided to go for. I mean, Marvel always goes for a more grounded look for their characters than they do go for the comic book one, which is fine. Now, also, I actually don't mind the whole Power Rangers look because as anyone who has been a fan of Blerd Without Fear for any stretch of time, you probably already know I love me some Super Sentai. I love me some Super Sentai and some Kamen Rider, so it doesn't, like, when I see a character that looks like a whole-ass Power Ranger, I get excited. Look, my penis gets hard. It actually doesn't, but not for that at least. But just saying, I'm being facetious. Exactly. But and I mean, like I said, we haven't, and we've seen some of it in action. I don't think it's a problem, though. I don't think it's a problem. And I think a lot of people are going to see exactly what's being said in the chat, that, you know, he kind of looks like a Power Ranger. I think that's going to be a thing, because honestly, it's kind of like how when you see a comic book character who is a regular human, who is rich, and has no superpowers, he's just a regular person, and he's a crime fighter, most people immediately start drawing Batman parallels. And that's because of the pop culture significance of the character. So any character since Batman, even though Batman was not the first character of that type, we had characters like the Phantom, who was out well before. Zorro, well before. And Batman even draws a lot of references from Zorro. The problem is that Batman has such pop culture cachet that that's what people see first. They don't see anything else. It's the same for Power Rangers. When people see a character in a suit that looks like, that has a full helmet, a visor, and looks kind of high-tech or low-tech, whatever, they immediately think Power Rangers. And I'm perfectly okay with that, because you know what? I love it. Tokusatsu is one of my loves. So I take that as high praise. As long as it doesn't look bad. It looks good. Has to look good. Has to look good. That is the caveat. Let's keep it moving. Oh, man. Let's talk about the boys. Let's talk about the boys. The boys are back in town. So for those of you who know, The Boys Season 2 was currently filming. I think it may have recently wrapped up production, maybe possibly. But a new character has been revealed to be in this new season of The Boys, and it is a actress by the name of Aya Cash, who some of you may know from the TV series You're the Worst, where she was a lead character on that. She's also been some other stuff, Wolf of Wall Street. There's some other things that are escaping me at the moment, but she will be coming in to play a character by the name of Stormfront. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the Boys comic, you're probably sitting there thinking, wait a minute! Stormfront's a man! What's going on here? You're probably wondering. Matter of fact, for those who are not familiar with the character of Stormfront, this is Stormfront. Stormfront is a character who pops up in the Boys comic. He is kind of a riff on characters like Thor and Shazam. But the funny thing about him, not really funny, but it's actually quite depressing. The thing about him, though, is that he is a white supremacist. He's a Nazi. Matter of fact, there are some other images. If you look up Stormfront, you'll see pictures of him where he's actually like draped in the Nazi flag as his cape, which I found all kinds of problematic. But anyways, but the point of the matter is, Aya Cash, she has just recently been announced to play, and we've actually got some photos of her in her suit, which, look pretty goddamn awesome. I think they did the best they could with that suit, because his suit's really bland and boring. And I feel like they did a good job of like updating it, making it look good. It's still got that Vought style to it. Vought, they like to sexy things up a little bit, and they made sure the suit was tight in all the right places. They do have the cut a little lower. And notice on this one, this one is very much draped in the American flag. I don't know if they're going to keep the Nazi references in for The Boys Season 2. It wouldn't surprise me if they did. But notice she is draped, she has on her armbands, she has the American flag. Here, I'm going to zoom in so y'all can... there you go. Right there, you can kind of see the American flag on this side and on this side right there. So yeah, I mean, it looks interesting. It looks very interesting. And of course, we got another shot right here. Boom. Love the boots, by the way. Love the boots. Here, let's zoom in a little bit. Let's enhance. But yeah, you can get a better look right here. The American flag logo right there. Looks really interesting. And apparently, also like how the hair is kind of shaved on, she's got the undercut. Actually, I like that. I think that's really awesome. I've always dug that look. I don't know why. Just always have. But anyway, point of the matter is, she is going to be a whole ass problem for Homelander this season. For those who don't remember what was going on in the comics, I'm not going to really delve into it, but just in case, because there should be some things that are kept sacred for when the series drops. But basically, actor Anthony Starr, who plays Homelander, says that she is basically going to be the grenade that gets thrown into Homelander's world and the world of the Seven. And he basically says she causes me so many problems. And even the actress, Cash herself, she even goes on to say that she says, I think Stormfront is like a nuclear bomb that goes off in the Seven. Maybe nuclear bomb isn't the right word. We're in Chernobyl. There you go. It's a Chernobyl thing. I think she's here to blow up Vought. She's here to try to get Vought back to the original idea behind creating superheroes, and she can be quite the feminist. There's a lot of, I wouldn't say misdirect, but she also is a very empowered woman. And I'm very interested to see how they take this. I'm very curious to see how they play this all out, because this is one of those situations where the story that they're at right now, so much has happened, so much fallout has happened. And I'm not going to say here just in case anyone hasn't seen it, but everything going on with Homelander, the fact that Black Noir is going to have a much bigger role in, and I'm going to tell you right now, y'all aren't ready for the Black Noir reveal. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. Y'all aren't ready for it. And don't say anything in the chat. If you know what it is, don't say anything. Don't say shit. Don't say shit about it. But anyways, but Anthony Starr, Homelander's actor, he does go on to say that this next season, the season 2, is going to be all about destabilization. And says bringing Stormfront in the mix will disrupt the status quo. She's really social media savvy, where Homelander doesn't really have anything to do with that. Someone else is always running his accounts. He's almost like a Don Draper era character, and she's very young and new and fresh, and that's a massive challenge for him. Basically stating that she likely is going to wind up becoming the face of the Seven, I think is what he's kind of alluding to. And of course, they go on to say, Cash goes and say that he's used to everything, talking about Stormfront. He's not Stormfront, but talking about Homelander, saying that he's used to everyone being scared of him. She matches him. That's not to say she doesn't understand his power and tiptoe around it sometimes, but she's also willing to challenge him. Ultimately, I think the dynamic between the two is terrifying and will change who Homelander is. Now, that could be a thing. I'm very interested to see I'm very interested to see how they do that, because once again, Homelander was a son of a bitch. Homelander was a son of a bitch in season 1, so I'm curious how they're gonna try and tackle, all that this season. But yeah, they basically also say that here, let's go back. They also want to say that there are quite a few times where you'll identify with her as an audience member or agree with what she says. I think those are the most dangerous people. And that's something that I'm so glad. I'm so glad that she said that, because I often feel like, and let's double back. Let's go back to Thanos. Let's go back to Magneto. Let's go back to Doctor Doom. Let's go back to all these villains who we always say, oh, so-and-so is making some points. So-and-so was right about this. So-and-so was right about that. The thing is, and yeah, sometimes we say these things facetiously or jokingly. And yes, I know Magneto is a very reformed character for the most part now, but back in the day, he was not. He was very much a bad person. He was not benevolent in any way, shape, form, or fashion. No matter how pure he thought his methods were, every villain thinks they're the hero of their own story. And that's a fact. Any good writer will tell you that. But I appreciate the fact that she did say that, yeah, you will probably agree with her on some things, and yeah, those are the most dangerous people. That is because, yeah, she's probably going to say some things that will probably resonate with you, and those things are probably not good things. There'll probably be things that are considered taboo, or things that are considered not okay, or problematic. She's not saying that you're going to agree with her because what she's saying is necessarily right. She's just saying that it's something that is not, like, an okay thing. So I'm cool with that. I like characters like that. I like characters that are that nuanced. That, not saying I like the effect that they can have, because like there's people out there who are literally like, oh, yeah, Thanos was right. No, he was not. He was incredibly wrong and short-sighted. Let's just be real. Wiping out half the population of the universe is very short-sighted. He could have done so much more with the power that he had. He is called the Mad Titan for a reason. But anyways, oh, hey, I didn't even see it here. I got it. Let's see. Let's take a look here. What we got? We got a super chat from LJ Mac 03 coming in with a $10 super chat. Didn't even have a question. Just came in to say support. Support! I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, like I said, there is the thing is, Homelander as a character, I think Homelander's a good character. I like him as a character. I'm not saying I like him as in the sense that I like who he is. I identify with what he represents. I like him because he is a nuanced character. He is a character who, he's so smarmy. He's so evil. He's such a sociopath. Like, I love the part where, like, he's sitting there, he's at the race between A-Train and I forget the name of the other guy, but and he's like waving to the crowd. He's like, oh, and he just starts mumbling under his breath like how much he hates everybody and just everything. I thought that was really awesome. The fact that he's not a very good superhero. I mean, not in terms of morality. He's a good superhero in that he's effective, but he's not a good hero in terms of morality. But yeah, anyway. But yeah. Oh! And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, my guy, Losersaurus, coming through, becoming a member of the channel at silver level. Much appreciated. Losersaurus is out, and yeah, I tell people this all the time when I talk about Losersaurus. Losersaurus is not a loser, goddammit. He's a winner. He's a winner, goddammit. But anyway, point of the matter is, that said, let's see what else we got here. Man, okay, this one's going to be real quick because this is really more for me than it is for anybody else, and I'm just excited to see that maybe, just maybe, Konami may have gotten their shit together. God damn it. Silent Hill, the video game reboot, is reportedly in development for PlayStation. Oh, wait, hold on, wait a minute. God damn it. Luzosaurus also coming in with a $2 super chat saying I just came in showing some love, mate. That's what I'm talking about, god damn it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I don't care. I don't care if it's only $2, god damn it. I don't care. The fact of the matter is that I'm going into wrestler mode here. I'm about to show some of that, some of my history. Some of my past. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, the fact of the matter is that Luzosaurus, he came out his pockets. He said, you know what, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna layeth the smacketh down on the entire, all the buttons, the subscribe button, the like button, not the dislike button. Actually, we smacked the dislike button away. He says, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to lay the smack down on that join button. I'm going to lay the smack down on this super chat button. God damn it, I told you this is what we're here to do. God damn it. You best believe Luzosaurus came through and said, don't come back with no super chat. He said, I want you to kick in the door, straight super chat. Like I said, you're good. You ain't got to justify shit. Look, what's that guy's name? Was it Dr. Umar? Dr. Umar, whatever his name is. Yeah, you don't. And look, Luzosaurus already taking advantage. God damn it. Already using the storm laughing emoji. That's right, god damn it. You become a channel member, you get those emojis. God damn it. I even added a new one. We added a Miles Morales one just last week. Why? I don't know why. I do know why. Because we got more members, and that's what it's all about, goddamn it. Look, I'm about to put some in here, goddamn it. That's what I'm about to put in here, goddamn it. We got wild emojis up in here. You can get all these emojis, goddamn it. You become a channel member. You can, there you go. That's right, that's what I'm talking about, Luzosaurus. Goddamn it, you use those motherfuckers, goddamn it. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm wilding over here. Anyway, we're here to talk about we're going to talk about Silent Hill real quick. One of my favorite game franchises of all time. I love Silent Hill. Silent Hill 1, Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3, Silent Hill for the Room, not so much. I don't really care for any of the other Silent Hills after Silent Hill 3. I really like PT. I am one of those assholes who still has PT downloaded and installed on my PlayStation 4. So there you go. If you follow me on twitch.tv/Blerd Without Fear, you might see me play it very soon. Anyways, point of the matter is, I'm a huge fan of Silent Hill. Love Silent Hill. I think it's one of the greatest franchises of all time, even though it's been on some hard times. But basically, PlayStation and Konami are reportedly working together on a soft reboot of the classic horror video game franchise Silent Hill. These reports come from Rely on Horror and gaming industry insider Aesthetic Gamer. According to them, the reboot is being created by Keiichiro Toyama, the director and writer of the original 1999 Silent Hill game. And I'm here for it, god damn it. Whew. They also said the franchise composer Akira Yamaoka, who is one of my favorite composers, and creature designer Masahiro Ito are also said to be returning to the series for the reboot, which will simply be titled Silent Hill. I'm going to go and tell you right now, I am here for it because Silent Hill, we were supposed to get Silent Hills. Silent Hills was going to be a thing. Oh, by the way, AS donated $2 through Super Chat. Just want to say, hey, you rock. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Y'all have no idea. Like I said, I don't care. Y'all donate whatever you feel. That is fantastic. I just appreciate the fact that during these times, and really any time, but especially during these times, people are taking the time to donate, to give what they can, whenever they can, whatever they can. I'm here for it. All I can say is thank you. That's all I can say. Let's see here. Oh. Hey, what's going on, Sims? Or, I said it backwards. See, dyslexia is a thing. Zims. What's going on, my good brother? Man, yeah, you stay safe as well. Like I say, everybody, y'all all stay safe. God damn it. But yeah, no, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell y'all right now. Let's keep it 1 milli. I loved the Silent Hill game. Like I said before, PT was great. I love that. The whole prospect of Silent Hills I thought was great. And I'm here for it. I've even liked a lot of the games that were inspired by PT, like Visage. There was another game I believe that came out. Actually, Resident Evil 7 was highly inspired by PT, at least initially, like the core concept, the core conceit of it. I want that. So come on, let's do it. Let's make it a thing. Let's make it happen. Quit fucking around and make it a goddamn thing. So yeah, there's that one. We got that out of the way. Let's get some. I'm not gonna talk about that because that's just depressing. But anyways, let's talk about some good news. Of all the things we talked earlier about Frozen 2 coming to Disney Plus 3 months early, and all the other things that are coming to Disney Plus. Also, that was another thing I forgot to bring up. Falcon and the Winter Soldier's production has been halted, so it likely will not be coming out. May likely not be coming out in August like it was originally projected, though technically it was originally projected for next year. Anyway, neither here nor there. Point of the matter is it may not come out in August, but you know one thing that is not coming to Disney Plus and will never come to Disney Plus, and I'm so glad that is the case, because Disney recognizes that they have some problematic tweets in their past in the form of a little movie called A Song of the South. And for that movie, for those who don't remember, this is where some of Disney's most popular songs come from. Hey, Orochi Geese 7 came through with a $2 super chat. So I'm just here to show some love. Keep it pushing. Hey. Dude. If I could, I'm sending you a virtual hug right now. I'm sending all of you virtual hugs right now, but you specifically, and everyone else who's super chatting. I'm just gonna bam. Though we may need, but if we were in person, you would get the Wakanda forever. We got to be safe. We got to be safe. Everybody else have been giving there you go. But no, Song of the South is not coming to Disney Plus, as far as Bob Iger is concerned. You can see it here. He says it will never be part of Disney Plus. But yeah, a lot of the songs that we know, like Zippity Doodah, songs that come from this movie. Some of Disney's most popular songs from back in the heyday come from this movie. And as you can see here, you got Uncle Remus, Briar Rabbit. But yeah, basically they said, this here, for those who don't know, it was a 1946 film, just to show how old it is. But they said, confirmation came during the Walt Disney Company's 2020 annual meeting of shareholders when Iger was asked whether Song of the South would ever make it to Disney's streaming service. Iger responded that the film is not appropriate in today's world. Open and shut. That's an open and shut case right there. I don't know what to tell you. Now, originally there was rumor this movie would actually come out. However, they said it would come with a disclaimer at the beginning and maybe some parts edited out. Though I don't know what you'd edit out. You'd have to edit. You literally just have to delete the whole movie. But anyway, point of the matter is, and basically, for those who don't know, if you've never seen Song of the South, basically the character up here, Uncle Remus, he's basically a slave who just misses being a slave. That's the Cliff Notes version. He's a slave who misses being a slave. He misses his massa. And no, that does not work for me. Nope. I'm good. Y'all keep that shit. So yeah, not coming to Disney Plus. Don't look for it. But yeah, basically, But yeah, I can give you a little more than that. Basically, the plot of the movie is actually relatively simple. It's basically that a boy, there's a kid by the name of Johnny. He basically becomes friends with Uncle Remus, and even though this movie technically it takes place after the Civil War. Uncle Remus, he actually misses his time being a slave, and that's exactly what it is. He's nostalgic, if you will. And this isn't the only film. This is not the only film. Disney has tons of other movies, other properties that have racist undertones in them. Dumbo being one with the crows, the crows that are basically black people. They talk jive and broken, just it's awful. There's a reason why they didn't put them in the live action Dumbo movie. There's a song from Peter Pan, "What Makes the Red Man Red?" Lady and the Tramp, "We are Siamese, if you please." No, get that out of here. It's bad. It's bad. It's all bad and not good in any way, shape, form, or fashion. That shit has no place in today, and there's that. Let's see. And let's see. Exactly. No, there's no way. The fucking crows, exactly. Like I'm saying, there's no place in today's society for those types of racist jokes, that type of racist humor, those types of mentalities. There's no place for today's society. We're just not there. We have enough problems as it is getting along with each other. The last thing we need to be doing is rehashing and bringing out these old cartoons, these things that are a product of their time, which I never liked the excuse, but they are very much a product of their time, and it's something that you would not see made today by any mainstream corporation, at least not on purpose. You may see some things that are very misguided, but you would not see that shit today. It was bad. It was bad. Like, even I, as a kid, as a small child, seeing Dumbo for the first time, I looked at that movie with just like, the fuck? Why is this crow sitting there talking about some, I ain't ever done seen no, look, I done seen a pig fly. I done seen a needle wink his eye. Like, no, we ain't got no time for that shit. That shit's it's bad. It's racist. It's bad. There's a reason why, like, I can't remember if Warner Brothers was the one that was responsible for this, but back in the day, I know a lot of the guys used to work for on Looney Tunes and stuff like that. They had old racist cartoons that I'm not going to talk about or not going to show or anything of, but basically, here, let me see. I want to see if I can actually find it. But, here it is. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, I want to go ahead and give a trigger warning. I want to go ahead and give a little, I want to give a little bit of a trigger warning real quick, just in case. Because like I said, this shit is not okay. But there was an old cartoon. Some of you may have actually seen him. Some of you may be old enough to remember it. Here, let me see if I can blow this up a little bit so you can actually see it. Coal Black and the Seven Dwarfs. This is an old cartoon that came out back in the day. You can already kind of see, just based on the silhouettes of the characters, they were drawn to be Sambos, and the character of Coal Black is, well, she's a black woman. But here, let me see, and this is it's not good. It's not good. If you do a Google search for Coal Black and the Seven Dwarfs, or just Coal Black cartoon, you'll see all sorts of racist, offensive shit. And yeah, that's all you really need to know about that. Look no further than let me see if I can find it. Scrub Me. Oh, look, don't even have to look that hard for it. And this one, and I want to point out, this one was done by Universal. Scrub Me Mama with a Boogie Beat. You can actually find this cartoon and Coal Black on YouTube. People have uploaded them. You can probably find them in other circles. You might even be able to find it on Reddit. But the thing is, yeah, Scrub Me Mama with a Boogie Beat. One of the most racist cartoons I've ever seen in my life. This shit, there's no place for this shit anymore. And I do advise, if you have time, go watch them. You'll see some shit. You'll see some shit. However, it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyways, now the class is over. Now the class is over. Here, let's see. Let's see what we got here. Oh, do we have questions? Yep, we got a couple of questions in the Discord. By the way, go ahead and start getting your questions in the chat, in the Discord. We're gonna start reading through them very quickly. I see today we have gotten one from Rough Rider 86 of the Discord. It says, no lie, if it's done right, I'm here for the New Mutants trilogy. Movie 1, A Demon-Possessed Friend. Movie 2, Space Skynet. Movie 3, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. If done right, would you be in for all 3 movies? If my memory about said characters is correct, I could be wrong. Okay, so, by the way, and you are, for what I remember of the New Mutants back in the day, I think you're on brand. I'd be here for it. I would be here for it. I would not be against like the second movie. And when he's talking about like with Skynet type movie, basically he's talking about is like bringing in characters like Warlock. I would also not be against the idea of an Invasion of the Body Snatcher style movie. Maybe introduce like some stuff like the Brood, or I think New Mutants. I think New Mutants would be the best place to actually do some of your horror element stuff. The stuff that is more like your freakish, more scary, more suspense thriller stuff. I think New Mutants is the perfect breeding ground for those types of properties. So yes, I agree. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Rough Rider. Let's see here. Loser says, if you had the book. Oh, see, Lososaurus knows. Lososaurus knows, goddammit. He says, if you had the book, and he's talking about that, I'm talking about the booking power, on a Marvel and DC crossover event, which characters would you use to drive the story and why? Example, mine would be Doctor Doom and Doctor Strange and Raven and Superman. Okay, I tell you what. I'm not too terribly far off from you there. I would actually take it a step further. I would actually bring in Dr. Fate on the DC side of things. I would keep Raven. I'd keep Superman. I would maybe also bring in characters like, I always like to have an excuse to use a character like John Constantine. I would also like to get a Green Lantern in there. And, y'all know I'm a huge fan of Jon Stewart, so I would like to get that, make that a thing. I actually would like to keep Batman as far the fuck away from this as possible. I mean, he could be in it, but I don't want him to be like a focus of it, if that makes any sense. Marvel, on the Marvel side of things, I am in 100% agreement. I think that, characters like, Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange. I would also maybe like to see... I would like to see... I actually wouldn't mind seeing Mr. Fantastic get involved with this. I'd like to see that. Captain America. If for no other reason, just to have a counterbalance to Superman. Even though technically he would not be as powerful as Superman, but that's not the point. Of course, I'd love to see the Hulk. Immortal Hulk, specifically. And, of course, I can't hide the fact I'm a filthy Captain Marvel fan, so I would like to see Captain Marvel involved as well. Also, I see Shazam on the opposite side. I like to see that booking. Let's see here. Next. And as far as like the storyline, I actually wouldn't have them fight each other. At least not initially. I would actually kind of treat it in the same way that I would probably treat most things. I'd probably have them encounter each other, the Marvel and DC characters encounter each other, but not necessarily be enemies. I think they would just not trust each other 100%, and then eventually realize they're on the same side for the most part against a common foe. That is kind of how I'd prefer to book that. But Tosai72 says, if Marvel gave you the book, how would you intertwine the Spider-Man Parker Industries status quo universe and Dawn of X with him supporting the mutants in Krakoa, thus putting him at odds with the Fantastic Four and Avengers? Okay, so all right, so and I think Batosai and I have talked about this on a more minor scale elsewhere, but to go a little bit more in depth. Yes, I would do it. I would actually make Peter Parker be on the mutant side, and honestly, okay, if I had the book, Parker Industries would still be a thing. Peter Parker would still be an Iron Man style character, but he would still be Spider-Man. He would not be poor, pitiful Peter Parker who can barely afford his rent and still living at home with Aunt May. We would not be doing that, and he would not be going back and forth over MJ. He'd either be with MJ or somebody else. Hell, if it were up to me, Peter Parker and Captain Marvel would still be like this, if it was up to me. But also, I'm not against the idea of Captain Marvel being with War Machine either. Or if he was with Mockingbird. I actually liked his time with Mockingbird as well. Or he would be with, or you know what? I tell you what, I'd actually book him with Kate. With Kate Pride, and that would get me even more involved. So you see what I'm doing here? That said, the supporting the I would have him supporting the mutants. And yes, I would have it put him at odds, especially with the Fantastic Four. Now with the Avengers, that one's a little bit more tricky because the Avengers haven't really gotten too involved yet. But I think eventually, just like everything else in the world, the Avengers will become at odds with them because that's just how this always works. The Avengers are never on the side of mutants when it's something to do with mutants. But yes, I actually, and also, if I had the book, okay, so for those who don't know right now, the Avengers are kind of fucked. Not only do they have Mephisto breathing down their neck, they've also got the Winter Guard. They've also got Dracula. And oh god, I forget their name, but Hyperion and Nighthawk and all them, I forget the name of their team. But point of matter is, them too. All of these characters are breathing down their neck. And they are cornered right now, and they don't know what to do. They're fucked. Now, I will say, if the Avengers and the X-Men came together on any one thing, I think it would be Dracula. Because Dracula is fucking with Krakoa right now. Even though Krakoa doesn't know it. Xavier is not aware yet. Or maybe he is. We don't know yet. But, yeah, something's going to happen there. I don't know what, but I will not be surprised if it happens. So we'll learn more about that as that goes along. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's go back a little bit. Let's see. Tikaro says, I'm 42. I remember a lot of these. It was on all the time. Took me years to understand what I was watching. Yeah, talking about the cartoons that we were showing a minute ago, or the images from the cartoons. Scrub Me Mama with a Boogie Beat, and Coal Black and the Seven Dwarfs. Talking about that. Is it Jess Ilyana scary enough? Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Mr. Bundle says remake Langoliers and make it better. Dark Reign said which Captain Marvel? Honestly, I'd be on board for all of them. I actually am of the mindset, and this is actually a book I want to see. Actually, even though it's going to be impossible because some of these characters are dead. But I would actually love to have a comic where, because technically the Reality Stone has revealed that there's a Captain Marvel in every universe, including Shazam. Like, Shazam is essentially a part of the Marvel Comics universe because of the fact that he is a Captain Marvel. He's the original Captain Marvel. And in countless Captain Marvel comics throughout the years and other Marvel comics, they have revealed that Shazam does exist in the Marvel Comics universe. He doesn't have the exact same color suit. I think his suit is blue instead of red, but he has the exact same suit. And they never show all of him because they would get sued. But I would have all of them. I would have Genus Vell, Phyla Vell, Marvel, Carol, Monica, all of them. Even the one that was a scroll. I think his name was it Connor? Something like that. I can't remember exactly. And then what was the other one? Norvair, all of them. I want all of them. Give me all of them. I would actually love that team. I actually would love that team. All right, here it is. I want the team right now. Marvel, I'm giving this one to you for free. And if you want, I'll write it for you. Give me a book called Captain Marvels. I'll write the fuck out of it for you, Marvel. I'm telling you right now. Give me the book. You give me the book, I'll book this shit. Let's make this money. Let's make this money. I would book all this shit. Look, we would treat it like, I would actually write the book like in the vein of Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps from DC Rebirth. The first book they did Green Lantern wise in DC Rebirth. I would do it like that. Where each character, even though theoretically it's an ensemble book, but we still focus on every character. I would do it. I would write that shit in a heartbeat. Just know, Marvel, come see me. You got my number. You know my DMs. Come holler at your boy. I'll write it. And you know what? I'll do it for free. Just to prove a point. I'm just saying. Anyway, point of the matter is, says Blerd, what do you think about MHA, My Hero Academia Heroes Rising? Okay, full disclosure, I have not seen it yet. I have been trying to go see it, but just the cards were always against me. But I am very much interested in seeing it. I've heard a lot of good things about it. Everyone's telling me so much about it. I gotta see it. Let's see here. Justin of the Moss said, what issue with Dracula? This goes back to, start with Avengers number 12. In this current run. Avengers number 12 by Jason Aaron, and goes up to, I think, like Avengers number 18, 19, something like that. I even did a video on it. It's I don't have it right in front of me, but basically it's a video I did where, like, why the Avengers need Blade. That's actually what I'm talking about. Let's see, who has watched Superhero Squad Disney Plus? I haven't watched it while it's on Disney Plus, but I watched it when it was on TV. And I thought it was interesting. Let's see here. Is Captain Marvel more powerful than King Thor? No. Well, actually, I take that back. Here's the weird thing about Carol. Carol's power set, even beyond being Captain Marvel, even when she was just Miss Marvel, she absorbs energy. So technically, I think King Thor and Carol probably would have gone neck and neck. The problem is now is that Thor is not just King Thor anymore. He's the Herald of Thunder. So he is way more powerful now. So now, maybe not so much. I don't think she'd be able to take Thor now. Let's see here. Twos1 says, I feel like a lot of people get this. You are out. O-U-W-T out. Goddamn. Lord have mercy. It says, give me Monica or give me death. Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, one of my favorite comics is a Captain Marvel comic where Carol and Monica are working together. It's actually quite a beautiful thing. I may actually do a video on it here before too long. So write up, send them the script. I might do it. I may do it. It says, which version of King Thor? The current one? Yes. The current version of King Thor is a hair... Well, It's on the cover of the first issue. He becomes a Herald of Galactus. Let's see. It says, when's the next time I'm going to be streaming? If I stream again, it will either be tonight or tomorrow on Twitch. I still got a ton of games that need to be finished. A ton of things that need to be done. All that good stuff. And we're probably about to wrap this bad boy up. Because I actually got somewhere I got to go be. And some stuff I got to go do. But yeah, I do want to say thank you, everybody, jumping in on the stream. Let's see here. I saw we got someone new just joined us. I can't say that name. Luis? Or is it? I think it's Luis. Either way, welcome to the Discord. So I just joined. I don't know if you're in here or not, but appreciate you coming to the server. Welcome to Blerd Koa. But yeah, we'll be back. I do this every Saturday. I've actually been debating doing another stream on YouTube because, yeah, it seems to be fairly popular. So I'm thinking about doing it. We'll see what happens. I don't know when I would do it. It may be like a middle of the week thing to kind of cover some stuff that pops up in the middle of the week when it's more appropriate. I do also, real quick, some housekeeping. I do want to let y'all know there is a members-only video that is up now. If you are gold tier Blerd Club member, you should have access to that, I believe. And there are some early access videos that are up for gold tier Blerd Club members as well. And what else is there? There's something else I was thinking about that I'm forgetting. God damn. There was something else I was supposed to tell you. Oh, there's a video that's going to be released. The video that is in early access right now is for Venom number 24. It'll be available to everybody else tomorrow. I have some other stuff that I'm working on, some more member-exclusive videos. I'm trying to be better about getting those. I'm also going to get those, for those of you who are patrons, you're also be getting those videos as well, at the same levels as those who are Blerd Club members, so there is no difference. I know some people it's easier for them to do Patreon, some people it's easier for them to just become members of the channel just because it's, yeah, it just is what it is. Some people don't want to have to make a whole new account to do one thing. Some people just will be like, oh, dude, it's already right here. Let me just do it. So that's why I did that. I explained it a while back, but I just always feel the need to reiterate it. But yeah, we will be doing that. That said, yeah, I will likely maybe stream something a little later tonight over on the Twitch side of things. We may do another Blerd After Dark, it seemed to go over pretty well last time I did one, so we may do that again. We may play some games too, possibly. That could also be a thing. And don't forget, if you have not done so already, make sure to go check out the store. We have a store, actually. If you look down below, there are probably links. If you want to get some Blerd Without Fear merch, there's some stuff that's going on in the Blerd Without Fear store. We got shirts up that you can pick up. Shirts, cups, and pillows, and stickers, and all that good shit. Get the awesome Blerd Without Fear shirt, all that stuff. Rep. You can get a regular Blerd shirt in like kind of the Marvel style logo. I want to do one in a DC style logo, but I just haven't gotten to it yet. And there's all sorts of other stuff that you can check out too. But anyways, y'all have been amazing. Y'all have been great. Y'all have been fantastic. Yes, Dark Angel, probably more Dying Light. Most likely. And is it the Bullet Club Kenny Omega outro? It's probably what we'll do. We'll probably do that. I used to do it on Twitch, but I do something different over there. Probably do it over here. But I do want to let y'all know that, I want to thank y'all so much for being amazing, for being awesome, for being great. And y'all be safe. Please be safe out there. I want all y'all to, stay happy, stay healthy, take care of your families. I wish the best for you and yours as we get through this whole coronavirus business. Hopefully it'll be over sooner rather than later, and we can all just go back to living our lives, living our best lives as quickly as humanly possible. But I love you all 3,000. good night and goodbye.